What's up, Dirty South Gyms? Coach Matt here, and coming at you with a little bit of a tip of the week this week. We just finished the Open, and obviously every year during the Open we have a bunch of people going for, and some people getting their first muscle up. But I see a lot of struggles. We see a lot of people struggle with their muscle up in the Open, and I want to make sure that's something that we're working on all year long. So what I'm going to try to do over the next couple weeks is give you guys a couple videos like this one with tips on things that you need to do in order to be able to get that first ring muscle up, specifically the ring muscle up. And the first one I want to talk about is a false grip ring row, as well as a false grip ring row into a low ring turnover. We'll talk about the false grip first. A lot of you guys probably know this, but just to reiterate, we're going that hand all the way in. The wrist, the creak of my wrist is actually going to be inside the ring right here. And I'm going to be grabbing hold of the ring here. So you'll see from the back, I've got as much of my wrist touching that ring as possible. And once I've got that grip, the first goal is going to be to just hang here and maintain that grip. You want to make sure you can at least do that. If you can't even hold the false grip, then that's where you need to start. Just work on timing yourself and holding that false grip for sets of up to like 30 seconds. Once you're able to hold the false grip, we'll start to work on that ring row, maintaining that ring row. Wrist is touching, and I'm doing those ring rows here. Now I'm pulling the rings all the way to my chest, nice and slow, nice and strict. No kipping, no like throwing yourself up into this thing. Keep things super strict. When you guys actually get your first ring muscle up, my goal is for it to not be the stereotypical giant kipping, throwing my shoulder out of socket, tweaking my back kind of muscle up. It should actually be strict-ish. Now, not completely strict. We'll teach you how to do a little bit of a baby kip just to kind of get things going. But I don't want us completely relying on that kip and completely focusing on this giant swing in order to get ourselves up there. There's a lot that we can do from a strength standpoint to develop some turnover, some inside strength, so that we don't have to do that giant swing, which is a little bit more dangerous and a little bit less ideal. So next we'll talk about the turnover. After we get those hands to the chest, I want to think about really slowly turning myself over onto the top of those rings, okay? Keep the hands in tight, really roll over nice and slow. And what we can do is, just like with the ring row, we can back up and start with this easy with our feet further back. As we get more advanced, we can slowly move those feet forward and make it harder and harder. At some point, if you set these rings up where your belly button is kind of in the middle of the rings, mine they're a little high. If you set them up, you can actually get this to be harder than a regular strict ring muscle up. So you can progress from way easier and slowly over time take small steps and make it harder than an actual ring muscle up is. So you can have that kind of ability to progress just like you would with a barbell, slowly adding weight. We can slowly add difficulty by slowly moving ourselves forward. Hope that makes sense. Oh yeah, the way I like to work on this is with like 5x5s. So do 5 slow turnovers, rest about a minute, then do 5 sets of 5. And slowly just kind of over time increase the difficulty and increase how far forward you're walking to make it harder and harder. Hope that makes sense, guys. That's the first piece, that false grip and that slow turnover. We'll talk about some other stuff later on. As well as, I also want your input on maybe some more things that you guys want to work on. Ring muscle ups were on my mind because of the Open, and we just kind of had a lot of people working on and trying to get those ring muscle ups. But if you have anything else you want to work on specifically from a skill standpoint or from a mobility standpoint or anything like that, just let me know. I'd love to shoot another little video like this. Hope this is helpful, guys. Let me know what else I can do for you. Take it easy, and I will see you around the Dirty South Gyms.